guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going great. I'm up. I'm ready to make some food. So this week has been a different week for myself, and we got given an abundance of like frozen pizzas. And so I've got very lapsed this week. I was kind of in and out of the house. I had a lot of stuff to do, a bunch of business stuff to do. And so wasn't here like a lot of the, I mean, I was here, you saw when I was here, but it was like I didn't make a lot of meals. And so it's like my kids have been having a lot of pizza, a lot of chicken strips in the air fryer, and then we had hamburgers last night. So I'm like, I need to make some like meals. I feel like, you know, some good wholesome meals today. I'm like, today will be a good day to do that. So I did my discount store shopping yesterday, as you saw. So I've got a lot of extras, that kind of thing. I'm gonna have to go shopping next week and get like the staples, because I'm definitely out of that stuff. So we're definitely gonna be gathering, but I'm gonna be gathering some of the new stuff, gathering some of my old stuff. You know how the drill is. That's what we're doing. We're gathering fragments, using up what we can. You always look to your freezers, always look to your look to your refrigerator first and go, is there anything I have to use up like right away? And then go, okay, then look at your freezer and go, is there anything in here that needs to get eaten up? There's like little pieces of little containers of things. Like last night I sat and I didn't sit. Last night I kind of looked through my freezers a little bit and kind of found like the miscellaneous little containers full of like chicken and things that I need to do something with. So I thought, got myself a list for some good meals to make today, and I will be happy to have some good wholesome food in my refrigerator for us to eat for the weekend. So we have a good busy weekend and won't be here to be able to make food, so it's going to be nice to be able to come home and have something to eat. If we need to, we very well might go out and eat, but at least we'll have something at home if that need arises. So this is going to be good. If not, we'll save it for Monday. That's how it works. So I'm going to get started on breakfast right away. Usually I say let's go. I'm just going to start right here. Breakfast, we really enjoyed the sausage balls dipped in gravy. That was awesome. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. The gravy. This is good with biscuits and gravy. We just don't eat a lot of that. We sometimes will put it like an egg, little boats, things like that, or, you know, breakfast barrels, that kind of stuff. But I never thought to do it with the dipping balls of the sausage balls. I'm like, hello. So I'm going to make that because that was definitely a winner. I cooked them a little bit too long, I think, in the air fryer, and they're a little bit harder. So I'll definitely make them less crispy. They're good, but I see as they sat out, they were a little bit harder. So we're going to go back on the cooking a little bit, not make them so hardened, I guess, for later on, but they're still good, still good. So it's going to be good. The only difference this time is I used block cheese last time. It's the sausage balls. They're in the south. They're up north too, I guess, but when we moved down here, it's like every gathering had sausage balls. It's breakfast sausage, cheese, and Biscuit. So I have an abundance of Biscuit. This is a great way to use that up. And then breakfast sausage, and then usually use a block of cheese. Well, I don't have any more of that. I just happen to have some left over. I have shredded cheese. So I'm going to mix that up with it, see how it is. If it gets too dry, I might have to put some water in there, and that's okay. I can do that too. I found last time mixing it in my food processor, awesome. Didn't have to touch anything and mixed it all up. I'm like, why did I not do this before? So put everything in the food processor. It's like genius, way easier than anything else, and then cook them in the air fryer. Put this in a glass measuring cup and mix it in your microwave. It's an easy breakfast, and they're to think that you made this ultimate thing, and it's really simple 3-ingredient breakfast. So I'm gonna get out my food processor and we're gonna make breakfast sausage balls. So delicious. All right, let me go get my stuff. All I do is take breakfast sausage, put it right in your, if you had a block of cheese, put it in your food processor and let it shred up. That's the first step, but I don't have that. I have shredded cheese. So I'm gonna put this in here first. First, let's get an apron on. We don't need our shirts ruined. I like these kind of shirts, and the material isn't rayon, but if you get like a splatter of grease on it, forget it. You'll have a stain for all eternity on there. So, okay, that's good. And then I'm gonna put in about 2 cups of cheese. Is that like a good block of cheese right there? We're gonna estimate. Now let's turn this on, see how it does. Perfect. I'm going to add 2 cups of Biscuit in there. Beautiful. These are perfect. Roll them into little balls, put them in this, and put them in your air fryer. Now this is something you can make and freeze if you need to. you can take and freeze them like this. Put them on a cookie sheet, like lined with parchment paper if you want. Or if you don't want to line it, you can just put in there and just wash the cookie sheet, either way. And then freeze them this way. And then when you need to make them, you can just pull them out to make them. That's kind of nice for holidays. But if you need to cook them first, you cook them first and freeze them too. But if I were to do it, I would freeze them like this versus when they're cooked, just because they do get a little bit drier. But this is perfect. This is like the Southern staple thing. Sausage balls. They're really good. I love it with the gravy dipped. I feel like it makes a nice little appetizer. Good for brunches. I mean, I would just make this anytime. I made it last time and my family ate it up right away. I just have to cook it for a little bit less. I feel like I had it at a higher temperature, so I'll probably do 350 for about 10 minutes. Put them in your air fryer. Now, if you put them on the top, it's going to make it a lot crispier. That's what I did last time. So I put them in the middle and the bottom, and then we'll check. So this, I'm just going to mix it in a measuring cup and put it in the microwave. So this is like a bigger packet. It says family size. I know we won't use all of it, so I'm going to use about half. So I just put in 1.5 cups of water. And I feel like that would be good. So that way, I don't have to, you could take it and freeze it, but I might forget it's in the freezer. I'll just do half. So just stir it in here. This is so much easier than putting it on the stove and boiling it, making a mess in your pot. So put this, close it, put on a clothespin, and I'll have this for another time. You put this in my microwave. While that's going in the microwave, I'm going to put this in a pan over here just to heat it up. I'm going to make some breakfast burritos because that went over well last week. So the gravy's done. I just pulled that out of the microwave. The sausage bites, I put them back in for a few more minutes, so we'll see. I'll let you know the timing when I'm done. That's cooking. It's already cooked. It just needs to heat up. So I'm going to crack some eggs. I'm going to do a bunch. I'm going to do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 eggs. And then, because these went over well last week, so if we need them for freezer, we can put them in the freezer too. Eggs are almost done here. Don't cook them all the way because you want them kind of a little gooier to mix well, because they'll probably heat them up in the microwave unless you're going to serve them right then. So I will probably stop right about there. Perfect. Let's mix it all together. Now my kids, they were eating theirs and they're like, last time they said it was good, but we ended up going to McDonald's like that weekend and they're like, there's something about McDonald's. And I think one of you told me what they put in there. I know they put onions and peppers. I don't have that, but they do put American cheese in it. I know they do. They make it really, really cheesy. So I'm gonna put a bunch of American cheese slices in here because, you know, that makes everything better. And then I do have some cheddar cheese sauce that I'm gonna put in there too to help with the gooiness. I mean, if we're going to McDonald's and eating it, this has got to be better than going to McDonald's, right? It might not be like, you know, tomatoes and whatever else you want to add in here, and zucchini, but at least it tastes like the McDonald's where we would go and they would eat breakfast anyway. So here they can just grab this and eat this instead. think these came out too. The only thing I don't like about my air fryer, I forgot to spray the little bits, the bottom part, so many sticks. I totally forgot about that. So cleaning these are not fun. That's the one thing I don't like about an air fryer is cleaning these off. So I'm gonna soak it. I know I'm usually bad, we just leave it in here and just reuse it. I know, it's probably disgusting, but you know what? At least the grease coats it for the next thing, but this is good. Let's just soak it. So this is perfect. With this, I'll get a little bowl. My breakfast burritos, they taste like McDonald's. Nice and cheesy, that's the key. Like I said, I don't mind making them with all the healthy benefits in there, but you know what? When the kids are like, they don't like McDonald's, they're gonna go to McDonald's because if we're out or something, this way it tastes like it. You're making it from home. At least you know what's going into it. So I say make it how they like it. So I'm gonna use, I've got big tortillas. I made big ones last time. If I had little kids, I would do small little kids. My kids are like 10 and above. Can you believe it? But when they were little, I did the smaller burritos, like the smaller, I say streets taco size or whatever. So put these, I'm gonna roll them up and then I'm gonna wrap them in wax paper sheets because it's easy to grab and throw it in the microwave if they wanna heat it up. Or if you want to freeze this, this freezes well for a long time, for months. I've made these and then froze them and left them in there for months. And then you know what, took them out, heat them up, and they were just fine. So just keeping them, you know, when you reheat them, make sure they're like in a wax paper sheet or like a paper towel, a damp paper towel, something to keep that steam in, otherwise they get dry and gross. And if you make them nice and gooey like this, can you see the gooiness? See that? That's what you want for good reheated burritos. So this is good. You can also put sausage gravy in it. That's another way. We've just done all kinds of potatoes, whatever kind of filling you want. This is the way my kids like it, so I'm gonna make it how they like it because then they're gonna eat it. So let me make these and then I'll wrap them up in sheets and put them just in a container in the refrigerator. Nice container of these. These were bigger. Like I said, you can make them smaller, but I just know that they're going to eat them. Instead of taking two, they can just have one, and they'll eat them because they do like them. So breakfast burritos done, sausage balls done, and so I think I'm going to make, I keep thinking, every time I go to the discount store, I see those Captain Crunch Berry pancake mix, and I'm like, I forgot that I bought a big container of pancake mix. So I'm going to mix that up. Let's make it and see if it's any good. I think one of my viewers said it was a local place that they actually make that where I got it at. So I'm going to mix that up and just cook it on the griddle for just like some small batch. I'll put them in the refrigerator. If it doesn't get eaten, it can go in the freezer. So I was looking and I think I put all I opened up the big giant bag of it and put it in here. But all I saved was some of this pancake and waffle mix and put that in the top. I'm like, why did I not save the instructions for how to make it? But then I remembered there were no instructions. It was basically a restaurant style bag, so it was huge. So I'm hopefully it's like normal. So I just kind of Googled a recipe and looked on the back of like a Meyer box, and it was like 1 cup of mix and 1 cup of mix and 3 cups of water. So I'm gonna mix that up, see if that's it. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I don't know. I was kind of like, there's no instructions, but we'll just use water and see if that's good. I'm sure pancake mix, I'm pretty sure it's just water. So we'll do that and see how it works. Okay, let's see if this turns out. I usually use my griddle, but I'm gonna use I really like these pans a lot. I love the way that nothing sticks, and they're just so nice. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I feel like I should mix it up a little better. It's kind of lumpy. It's kind of watery. Let's see what this does. It's trial and error right now. I have no idea. I'll let you know. Okay, I had a new tactic. So I threw those other ones out too watery. I made them thicker, doing about almost an equal ratio of mix with the thing, and then I added some vanilla extract, and then I decided to do them big. Hello, I can't do tiny individual ones in this kind of pan, so just make them big. The kids will eat them. So one came out, I'm like, okay, that's good. So that's how I mix them up. So it's a little bit thicker, but I think that's going to be the way to do it. So this is going good. These will go good. I usually make small ones, and I layer them in between the pancakes will stick together. So I'm putting some paper on them. This was a little bit thicker. I see. I'm learning. It's almost equal, but this is good. So I have the sausage balls, the breakfast burritos, and some pancakes because I know some kids like the difference of those. So that works out really good. So I'll just cook a few. I won't make a ton. I'm realized wow, it's like a third of the jar is already gone and I've only done a few pancakes. So mix does not last. I have a lot of Biscuit mix, I have a ton of that, but I thought, well, why don't I just use the actual pancake mix? Is usually a little bit better. So I thought, why don't I actually just use that one? So, but it's going good. I mean, it's gonna be a good day today. I'm gonna do a couple easy dinners. I'm not gonna do any lunches. I'm not gonna do any lunches today. And the reason being is because we've been moving and gravitating towards almost like 2 meals a day and snacks. I don't know. It's just the season in this life, and it might not be the 2 meals. It might be because somebody's gone and they eat something while they're out or eat something over at the shop. So I think I'm just gonna leave the 2. If I have to pull something out, we have pizzas. We have a ton of pizzas. Like I said, we were gifted a ton of pizza, so we have a lot of pizza in the freezer that we can use if we need to pull something out quick for lunch, or that'll work out really good. Oops, that's a little bit thicker. Let's just smush that down a little bit. Probably add a little bit of water. Let me do that. I just have to learn my pancake to water ratio. I'm not an expert, so it's gonna be a little gooey. So that's good. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna worry too much about lunches, like I said, because we could do that, but I'm gonna make dinner. So I just went through the house. I feel like I'm in that rut of what do I make? So the kids, they'll eat the same thing. A lot of you say, well, you just made that. I'm like, well, yeah, because my family likes the same. Variety, I like. I would rather choose a new meal every single day. That's me, but I think maybe my family's different, but most people like the same thing. And maybe not. I don't know. Let me know. Do most families like to have the same thing? Does your family look forward to every Tuesday tacos, every Wednesday spaghetti? Is that how your family works? Or do they like variety? It's probably going to be a mixed thing. So leave it in the comment section below. The same or mix it up. I like to mix it up, but my family likes the same. Not everybody's like us. I'll kind of recook that here because that's a little bit gooey in there. But this is going to work out good. So I'll get my dinner stuff going and then have a couple treats. It's a good day. It's easy day. Let's cook some pancakes. Okay, so that's good. So I have a nice container of pancakes. There's probably 1, 2, 3, there's 6. I made a big giant one here at the end. So this will be, Jensen likes pancakes. He probably will eat these today. So that could be his. So that's working out really good. I have breakfast finished. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna move on to dinner. So something I'm gonna do, I was gathering up fragments. I have some shredded chicken in here that I had from the other day, and there's onions, and I have that biscuit. I have a ton of biscuit. So I'm thinking the chicken and biscuit casserole. This is something we love. Most like it. There's a few that don't, but they will eat it. So I'm gonna chop up some. I have celery, I have onions. I'm gonna chop those up. I'm gonna saute them over here in this pan so I can use the same pan with some olive oil, salt and pepper, some seasoning, add the chicken. It's easy. Make little gravy and just make little biscuits and do dumplings on top and bake it. It's really simple and delicious. So this is really good, just sauteing it. I'm gonna put, I love this. This is my favorite. Miss Deb has got me hooked. Just some good seasoning in here. And some, I don't think, is there salt in here? I don't think there's salt. There is salt. I'll just do some pepper then. And then I'm gonna get a little bit of garlic. the chicken. Okay, for the casserole, since it's sauteing over there in the oil and all that, I'm gonna just add this like thickener. So I'm gonna add some flour in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar because that's a good thing. And I'm gonna do chicken bouillon instead of doing chicken broth. So if you see a lot in here, don't go, oh my gosh, Amy, that's so much. It's because I'm gonna be adding a lot of liquid. And then I'm gonna do Italian seasoning to it because I don't have just basil, and that'll make the flavor really, really good. So basically, I'm gonna mix this with some water. Frozen chunk of chicken in there, so this is good. This is just sauteing here. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of butter. I'm trying to use this soft. I can't believe it's not butter because we don't really do like, I like real butter, but this was really cheap and we got it cheap. I feel like I need to bend. Hold on. Okay, is that better? You get like the view of all the mess. Like I still have groceries out, all those good things. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this butter in here. I'm gonna do this a little bit backwards, and that is quite all right. It'll all work out the same. So I have my nice mixture here. It's very chickeny, but I'm gonna add liquid to it as well. And then see what kind of consistency. I'm using my spatula for my pancakes. One day, I always think about it. I think I use a lot of different pots and pans when I cook, and I'm like, I wonder if I could do a whole gather fragments and use like one pan. Like I love this kind of pan, the chicken fryer basically it's called. And I think I wonder if I could just do something and make everything in it. That would be something like a little challenge. Okay, so this is just gonna come to a boil here. It's gonna get thicker here, and I'm gonna kind of see how thick it is. I'm gonna run and go grab over here, like see my kitchen. Look at all the things. I'm gonna go get some either peas and carrots or mixed vegetables. Mixed vegetables right here. There we go. So this obviously is gonna get thick here. I might have to thin it out a little bit. I'm not sure how thick to make it. I'm gonna add mixed vegetables to this. Do whatever your family likes, peas and carrots, whatever. I'm putting these in here to see because they're frozen, and then I can kind of see how much more liquid I have to add. I'll put the right recipe on the screen. I just don't cook that way. I don't usually. The first time I probably do if I'm trying a recipe, but for the most part, I'm just kind of doing it, tasting as I go. I'm teaching Maddie the same way. Like, yeah, follow the recipe a little bit, but like, taste the food as you go so you know how it is. This is a little bit thick, but this is delicious. It is really good. Nice homemade. It's almost like a nice chicken gravy. This, you know, this would be really good over, ooh, frozen biscuits. Do I do that instead of the casserole? Do biscuits and gravy that way? Oh, I feel like I've got a whole change here. And if they don't want to, they can just have the chicken and vegetables. All right, I'm thinking something new. I just have a lot of the Biscuit, so I was just gonna make the casserole and put it on top. But I might just do I have frozen biscuits that we got at the discount store. I could bake some of those. We could crumble them up and put this over top. That would be a little bit better. I'm gonna do that. Because the powdered mix will last really good in the pantry. Obviously the biscuits will go, you know, bad before in the freezer. I mean, they'll last for months, mind you. But I'm thinking that will work out. There we go. That's gonna solve it'll make like a chicken gravy. So good. Nice comforting food. I use purple onions. Probably don't want to use purple onions, white ones, but will be colorful this time around. I'm gonna put this, twist it, and put it in your freezer. Here, and then I'll kind of see it and use it. Get yourself a spoon and sample. Always. Okay, let me go get my biscuits out over there. Okay, so doing really good. So this will be great. The biscuits will be here. I'll put this in a container. We'll pour it over top. I feel like that's easier. This would freeze really well. So if it doesn't get eaten, I could put some in a freezer container, freeze it, pour it, add it to soup. Something else I'm gonna make. I don't think you've ever seen me purchase this because I know I've never purchased these. Never, never, ever, ever. I think way back in the day I would have bought macaroni cheese Stouffer's, maybe a lasagna, maybe, way back in the day. Again, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. Well, I was handed a ton of pizza and I was handed like 10 of these. And so I'm like, so you know what? I'm gonna make them, see how they are. So it's grandma's chicken and vegetable rice bake. Will it be as good as mine? Maybe not, maybe it is, I don't know. So I'm gonna put this because it just goes, I'm just trying to think. Cut film covered event. I don't know how to do these things. So I'm just gonna make it and see. We might like it, we might not. Maybe I'll pass it along to somebody else. It's one of those things that someone's gonna throw away and said, here, you do something with this. So I've got a lot of them in my freezer. So I will see how they are and how they work. So we'll stick them in there and then we're gonna go. So I'm gonna go back over here and start my next dinner. Got some sweet potatoes going in the microwave now. So the next thing I'm gonna do is something Brooklyn asked me to make. It's called Jared's Casserole. Jared's Casserole, why is it called Jared's Casserole? My husband worked with a man, I'm gonna say 10 years ago, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. His name was Jared, obviously, and he brought him some kind of dish. And it was almost like an Alfredo tomato pasta dish with sausage in it, and it was really good. And he gave us the recipe, and so then I went to make it, and it was using like a seafood flavoring, so I didn't add that to it. And we've been making it this way for all this time, and it's like one of everybody's favorite. There's one kid that got sick on Jared's Casserole and they won't eat it. You ever have that food? Like I know someone had sausage, red beans, and rice and threw up sausage, red beans, and rice when they were sick, and they'll never eat it again. And that's okay. I did lemon bars. I was pregnant with Lauren and I got really sick on lemon bars. I just started trying like lemon bundt cake, I don't know, maybe this last year. And I was like, okay, I can do that now. It's just weird how things stick with you. So everybody loves this except the one child that threw it up, and that's okay. So it's basically, I'm gonna saute some onions and celery over here with some oil. I'm gonna chop up some sausage. I have this in there. I did buy some at the discount store, but this was in my freezer. I bought this a while ago to stock up on it. So I'm gonna cut probably half of this and put it in there, saute it. I have some tomato. You can either do diced tomatoes or tomato sauce. I thawed some pizza or spaghetti sauce. It's okay. It's okay. It's the tomatoey sauce, because if I put the tomatoes in it, it's going to be like, ew, there's a tomato chunk. I'd rather have them eat it. So I'm going to do it this way. And then you put Alfredo in it with bow tie pasta. They absolutely love it. So that's going to get done there. And then I bought a bag of sauerkraut. I have homemade sauerkraut. I like homemade sauerkraut. You know when you start eating something on your own and then you're like, is that how it tastes? Is it still good? Well, then I bought the store stuff and I was like, ugh. I don't like this as much as I like my homemade stuff, but I'm gonna like use this up because my stuff is in there. It's good. I'm gonna take this and saute some onions and celery, garlic, and put this in here, and then I'm gonna use the rest of the sausage mixed up in there and do like sauerkraut kielbasa. So we'll do I'm gonna have a couple meals. It's gonna work. So let me chop the veggies up, get them sauteing, and do this meat. Okay, so back over here, I'll give you this view. I'm gonna turn this on. I did wash my pan up. Loving the oil here. Now I think the original recipe, I'm pretty sure, is with peppers. I just don't have any peppers, so that's okay. You do what you can do. Peppers was just not something I had. You don't even need to do this step. I just have a lot of celery and onions to saute. If I was in a hurry and couldn't do this, I would just boil the pasta here, which I think I have to boil it. It's ready. I would just boil the pasta and then drain it, and I'd put everything in here. I'd put the sausage and the like tomato and Alfredo sauce. I wouldn't even worry about. Let me make sure I do this. Let me go like this a little bit. Okay, let's add some. I'm gonna do this all backwards. Salt your water. All right, let's stir put this lid on here. Okay. Anyways, so if you're really busy, you don't have to do all the peppers and onions. Like, make it easy in your life. I haven't, there's times I just add the sauce and that's it. But you do what you can do, and you add garlic as well. I like the convenience of this. I bought the other ones. I do not like chopping those up. I know people do it and do it well. This just works for us. So let me just saute this. There's lots of celery in here. It'll be very celery. That's okay. So saute this, and then salt and pepper. A few more onions because I felt like that was mostly celery and onions, and that's okay. Just added a few more. I got some white ones out because I do have to chop it up the other things. I'm gonna put some garlic in here, and then I'm gonna add all the sausage because this can cut. And then give it a nice grease. Get another shot. There's the table with all the groceries. We'll get to that eventually. So I'm gonna chop more onions for the sauerkraut one. So this, I just grabbed a white one out because I forgot. I'm like, there's a couple on the bottom. Those are gonna go bad. Whatever, it's whatever kind of onions you use. So I'm gonna chop up this onion and celery, and then I'll do the rest of the meat here, and then we'll do some sauerkraut kielbasa. I think that'll be really good, delicious. Let's go back this way. Here we go, over here. Oh yeah. Now we can take, I just didn't want these burning, so I put the lid on for a few minutes here, so now I'll have a lot of little sauce in there. We'll let that saute a little bit. Pasta will cook. I did not set a timer for biscuits, so we will get there. So let me mark this off over here. I think it's easier. I feel like I should have a big giant camera like up in the corner of my kitchen. Way before YouTube, I used to think, like I remember being a homemaker, and I would think, wow, how nice it'd be, not that I was creepy, want to see people's windows, but like how to be able to get like a sneak peek of like a day in the life of somebody, which is crazy. I remember that, and I think I remember watching, I can't remember, maybe it was Raising Arrows. It was a blog. I think it was Raising Arrows. It was a long time ago, and she had a video that was like, it was kind of huge for YouTube, and it was just like a fast forward of her day, and I'm like, okay, I can kind of get that, but I can't tell exactly what she's doing. But now I see like the miracle of camera and everybody filming themselves, so it's good. Okay, this is done. We're going to rinse this. I think I'm gonna put everything in this pot. Don't worry, that soap won't get in there. It's just sitting in my sink. So what I'm going to do is transfer everything to this. Can you see over there? It's kind of like everywhere. There we go. Transfer this. That's hot. That is hot. It's because it's sitting on my stove. Put this in here. And then, because it's the same flavoring that I'm going to do for the sauerkraut and kielbasa. So let me, there's already oil. Let me add my onion in here. We're going to do two things at once. Let that saute. Turn this one back on. Just on like a low. I'm going to add my pasta to it. I like these collapsible things that I got. I definitely love them. Start bringing you closer. I feel like you should come closer. Can you see better right there? Let me get my stuff. Okay, so you can add diced tomatoes or tomato paste, tomato sauce. I just have spaghetti sauce. I'm gonna do about half of this, I think. I might add more. Let me see what it looks like. And then it's a jar of, pans are all wet. Where's the can opener right here? A jar of Alfredo sauce. And I might have to add another jar, it depends. You want it kind of soupy, especially we're not going to be eating this tonight. We're going to have this probably tomorrow, or maybe the girls will take some today. I think I'm going to do haystack still, so I think we're going to do that dish tonight. I don't know how it's perfect. This is delicious. Nice and pink, a nice pink dish. Let's do some flavor tests. I get stuff on my face. This is good. Done. I will remove this from heat. Do something else. So this is just the onion and celery. I'll probably just add the meat to it and saute it like it is because it does have a lot of grease, so I don't have to add any more oil. Make it off your cutting board a little bit easier to the side. That was not a good way when we wash this. I'm going to turn this down and put the lid on it for just a few minutes because that'll help get the juices out. And then that's going to be going to that. Don't lose your spoon. We're doing really good. Add some garlic to this. My Saison because it's so good. And then I'll probably add my sauerkraut in here and just let it kind of cook in here. I'm gonna just keep that lid on here because that's gonna kind of steam it and it's gonna get all those juices out of there and then we're gonna be good. So what else do we got going on? Oh, my biscuits are done. Look at those. Totally forgot about biscuits. Okay, biscuits are done. Let's go back over here. So I've got my dinner, the biscuits and gravy. That will go maybe, I'm thinking Sunday. That'll last longer. Jared Casserole can be tomorrow. And then I'm thinking to make like bread with that. Remember I got all these breadsticks? At the discount they were for $1. So they're going to be expired, so I have to use them up. So I'm going to cook them all on a baking sheet, and then when they come out I'm going to mix up a little Italian seasoning, garlic, and Parmesan cheese because I have a lot of Parmesan cheese and butter, and just sprinkle that on top and have really nice breadsticks. So that's an easy, cheap way to add some more food to your meals. Okay, so they definitely don't want to stay in their twisted shape, but let me put these in the oven. So for my buttery topping, I'm going to just take some of this butter, a lot of this butter, to spread it on top. Maybe that'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to melt this in the microwave. And then I'm going to add all my seasonings in this so I can brush it on. It'll be full when I spread it on. This is done. Yeah, does anybody else love sauerkraut? I love sauerkraut. Look at, ooh, that pan is hot. It was over my stove. This is really hot. Delicious. So, so good. Just went and get my fan right there to blow because it's getting a little toasty in here. So what I'm gonna do, I've got, I'm starting to thaw my hamburgers. It's really frozen. I don't want to put that in the pan and make it cook forever. So I'm gonna rinse and make some, start on my haystacks in my little dish. Is it still working here? Okay, I have a rice one. It's like more like a sieve. Sieve, is that how you say it? This is a strainer. Let me see if the stuff gets stuck. So I'm gonna do, you like rice. Let me do 4 cups of rice and rinse it. So that will be good. Put this away, and then over here, I have to take this out. This is actually my sugar scooper. Over here, I'm gonna put a lid on. Let me bring you back over here and do the wide view. The lid on to kind of cook this. It's hamburger. It's gonna be for taco meat. I'm gonna make haystacks. This is something we enjoy. This is a really good way to feed your family that's cheap. This is refried beans from my freezer. And so this haystacks is really simple. You basically layer, I think I just watched Lynette Yoder. She does one too, and she made a haystack. Hers looked really good too. I was like, ooh, that's a different version. I might actually try her version one day. This is just basically tacos on rice. It's the same thing. So just putting the rice down, the meats, the beans, cheese sauce, lettuce, salsa, sour cream, whatever they want to add to the top. You can crunch chips and put on top too, and we have some crunchy chips, so I might do some of that too. So let me put this away, and then we will get the breadsticks here so I can put the butter on them. Okay, so I think I will do the garlic and the Italian in the butter, and then sprinkle Parmesan cheese. I think that's gonna work. Those are really good. I used to work at Hungry Howie's when I was a teenager, and you would take your breadsticks, and after they came out, you would sprinkle all that stuff on there like that, and that is what they taste like. They're really good. They're definitely really. I'm gonna make one more batch because I have. I was like, what kind of container I can put those? Remember, I was at that discount store, Ollie's, and I saw that little gingerbread plastic tub, and I'm like, I should get this. I feel like that's the size I need. That is the size I need because I have either gigantic plastic or I have smaller plastic. I don't really have in between. And we are at in between phase, so it's kind of like, which one do I use? But it's okay. I'll use that container, and then I'm gonna make one more container. I mean, these are literally $1 each, so this is for 75 cents, and some butter that didn't cost me anything. Now, the big problem with using the, I can't believe it's not butter, or margarine, basically that's what it is waterier, so if you use real butter, it's not gonna be that watery. So just be aware of that. Let me put this in the oven. Our little chicken and rice came out of the oven here. I'm gonna let this sit, and then I don't know, let's taste it and see if it's any good. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, we can try, you never know. So let this cook. Shut the oven. I just have to get that to cook down so that I can add the taco seasoning. Okay, doing really good. So I'm gonna save this out because sometimes when we get pizza, some of the kids like to dip their breadsticks in there, and I feel like that would be a really good thing to do with that. So what I'm doing, we're still waiting on, refried beans are still frozen. I'm gonna put some taco seasoning inside this here. I still have a chunk in the middle that's frozen. These dishes come in so good and handy for me for our size family right now, putting meals in it. So what else I'm gonna do, let me see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, you know what's, actually let me tell you real quick, you know what's the greatest thing is that I can go over there and there's scissors, and I also open up a drawer and there are a pair of scissors. I don't think that's ever happened on Gather Your Fragment Friday, like at all. So that's a nice thing. So what I'm gonna do, waiting on the breadsticks, I'm gonna take some of this cheese here. I'm gonna put it inside one of these because we're gonna have it tonight. We're gonna be eating this for dinner tonight, so I will just, I'm cooking it now. We're gonna heat it up tonight. So these will be nice just to throw in the microwave, heat up, or we'll make individual bowls, and then they can just heat them, or plates or however, and they can just eat them up that way. So I'm just thinking that'll make it easy. Easy is probably for the evening. So my cheese has already been thawed. I'm gonna put that, I've got half of that one I used. I don't need, it's about, you need like one container. So this, I'm just gonna try to take out, if it's not completely frozen, part of it. Let me show you, show you the fun part. If I can get some, oops, if I can get most of this Even if I put the whole blob in there, then I have to take it out. Let's see. Let me get a spoon out. Doing good, cleaned up my rice. I went over to my pressure cooker, it was shut off. I'm like, did I just shut that off? Maybe it popped a fuse, but it didn't, so I had to turn that on, so I don't know what happened there. The haystack stuff, I'm getting them all in containers. The other thing I want to put on top is something crunchy. Doritos are really good, flavored tortillas, I just don't have that. So we have these, I bought this when I did like a pantry haul stock up. You know what was bad? I kept it in the box, but they got an awful lot of broken. So I probably won't ever do that again. So I know we did nachos with the other bag last time, and we were able to use some of the bag, and then the rest I just threw in. I'm like, that was pointless. So either my box was really crunchy, or it just happened. So I'm gonna take some of these crunchies up, put them in a bowl, and then just put these in the pantry. Maybe somebody will eat them. We'll see. I should kind of reach down and grab the crunchy ones. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I will try to reach out and grab the non-broken ones, put them in a plastic container. So the only thing I'm missing from is rice. So my meat looks awful green, and carrots. We add vegetables to it to add more nutrients, and I just had like a ton of spinach. So there's not a lot of spinach in this batch. The next batch probably won't be like that, but this will be good. So you'll basically, I have to wait for the rice. That'll go in a container. Rice, meat, refried beans, cheese. You can do a little bit of the melted cheese, and then if you want to put lettuce on it, shredded cheese, and I have sour cream and salsa in the refrigerator, so I don't need to put that in a container. So that's good. This is done. We put lids on this stuff, put it away while we wait for the rice, and then we're gonna keep making other things. I think I'm moving on to desserts, and I'll mix them for myself too, because I mean, a little bit different. You can make a few simple dishes for yourself that you're able to eat, you know, without having to like make a ton of different prep for yourself. So let me put covers on these. Okay, I'm getting everything cleaned up, which is good. Getting everything picked up here. Leaving my oven on. So my rice just finished. This is not too bad. You know what I don't like on top of it is the breadcrumbs. Maybe some people do like the breadcrumbs. I just don't. So, but I don't know. We'll leave it and see what I mean. It's just rice. It's a cheesy rice, veggies, and chicken. So I'll see. I don't know. Maybe somebody later. If not, then we might pass this along to somebody. I'm sure I can find someone that can use them. Okay, so one thing, I talked to Steven. I told him that I bought him carrot cake mix because it seems like the last 2 years I've made him homemade carrot cake, and he I'm sure he's just distracted with birthday and like all the fun going on, so he'll take a few bites like, oh, I love it, but he doesn't like get to enjoy it. So he's just young and busy. So I told him, I said, well, let me do a trial run and make you some with the cake mix. You might enjoy the cake mix better than like homemade. I mean, that can happen. My husband prefers purchase things sometimes over homemade, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna mix this up and make it into some cupcakes, and I've got some buttercream frosting. I might do, because this will make only like a few, I might do one more cake mix of something else just because I have a lot of it. I'm gonna do easier for myself today. I'm not gonna do these as cupcakes. I'm just gonna do them as a cake. I haven't just done cakes in a long time. It seems easier to grab and go with cupcakes, but you know what? They can cut a slice and eat it. Let's just do that. Just thinking about desserts and stuff for the weekend. We are gonna be gone this weekend. So like tonight we have an event to go to. Tomorrow we have an event to be gone at all day. So we're really not gonna be here that much. And I know there's gonna be treats and stuff involved at the things we're going to. So I'm only gonna do those just to try and then I wanna make this. This looks like when Greg and I went to the Biltmore, like the dessert not Biltmore, Billy Graham Center, like this is what they served. It was so rich and delicious. So it looks like it's all in here. You basically, I'm just looking at everything. You cook it in the microwave, place butter in the microwave, cover, and then you empty everything in there, mix it, pour it into here, place on baking sheet, and you bake it. I don't know. So we're gonna see. So I'm gonna do what it says here. We'll see how it works. So basically put that in the microwave and then melt it, and then you enter a flourless torte mix into melted butter, stir it, microwave it again, then add eggs, stir, and microwave. Actually, don't microwave the eggs, stir until well blended, put in the oven. I don't know, but I might just do the tiny one. I know this is literally, but these were really rich from what I remember, so I feel like one slice will be good. And like I said, we're gonna be having snacks. I might film the weekend, we'll see what we do, but I will, there'll be plenty of good things to eat. So let me just melt that, see if we can do it while it's doing. I'm gonna wash the dishes. Okay, so the last dish I'm gonna do, my rice is done. I'm gonna make a couple bowls for myself. So what I'm gonna do is take some frying pan here, put some olive oil here, and I'm going to cook some chickpeas here. Uh-oh, these are gonna be frozen. These are the frozen ones that I have in my can. They'll thaw up here. Let me cook those. Okay, those taste really good. They're just like plain. It's rice, the chickpeas with some garlic and seasoning, and then the sweet potatoes, and I just put salt, pepper, I put garlic olive oil on it, and then lemon. And so then I stir it up, eat it. It's like filling and delicious, simple and plain. Sometimes I like those kind of simple, plain things. So I'm waiting. The chocolate torte is still in the oven. I bought this a few weeks ago. So I'm gonna cut this up. I love cantaloupe because it lasts for a long time. My spoons are over there, so I'm gonna do this, cut this up, and have this. So this came out, it's got to sit for 30 minutes, then I run a knife around it, place it in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and then flip it upside down, and then I take this chocolate ganache and squeeze it on top. This is the carrot cake, so I have to put frosting on there, but it's hot. So this will be, I might be able to show this to you. I have to wait, I don't have my laptop, so I have to wait to, I can go pick that up to upload. It's uploading right now, so then I can edit. So I might have a chance to show you this, but like, I'm done. Usually I finish way after lunch. I finished. Let's see what we came up with today. I did get a lot. So these will be our two desserts. Chocolate ganache and the Godiva, I think what is it called? Not ganache. It's called flourless chocolate torte. And then the carrot cake. We have delicious things right there, and we will have that with, let's see, Jared's casserole, which there's one right here, and I think in the back is the other one, and then on the other side is the purple pan. That's the biscuit and gravy chicken mixture, and there's biscuits under that bar in the back. There's another Jared's casserole. This is kielbasa and sauerkraut. We've got burgers from yesterday. The stuff for haystacks we're gonna have right here. The rice, we'll see if anybody eats it. Fruit, lots of rice, and there's my dishes of rice up there. This is breakfast: pancakes, breakfast burritos, sausage balls, and gravy. That's it. I'm not gonna make any juice up because, like I said, we're probably gonna be gone this weekend. Worried about too much about making extra food because I don't think we're gonna be here. I'm gonna close today's video so you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Remember, you are designed, created, and selected by God for great, wonderful things. And once you start walking those things God has for you, it is an amazing adventure. It might be messy, might not be what you expected, but you know what? You keep being faithful, you keep walking it out. God will be there, and God will take you through it. He will get you to where you need to be. So have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another video. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.